Hello everybody, welcome to What's Cooking Wednesday. You're watching the Second Chance Kitchen. I'm Christy, thank you so much for joining me today. So today's recipe is going to come from this box of goodies. Let me move the bowl out of the way. This box of goodies, you can see I've kind of already gone through it a little bit. I paid $5 for it. And yeah, so it was in here. There was no lid, and it's kind of like a box and a box and a box. Like there's the orange box, and then there's this part, and then there's another little box down in there. So it's like a box and a box and a box. Anyways, it comes from in here. We are going to make a Hamburger delights. And this is from the kitchen of Miss Linda Bird, B-Y-R-D. So if anybody knows a Linda Bird, probably in the Fort Worth, Arlington, Texas kind of area, which is where I'm pretty sure I got this box from a while back. Miss Linda Bird. So if you know Linda Bird and this looks like her handwriting and her recipe that you've seen, tag her. Let me know who she is so she can see. All right, here is the handwriting, and I'm assuming this is going to be Miss Linda Bird's handwriting. Can you see that? Hopefully it's in focus. Serves 4, so this is perfect. We are going to have this for supper today. And I don't have my rings on, so that's okay. I've already cooked 1 pound of hamburger meat. Did that already, pre-cooked that. And it looks like it said 2 cups, but then there's a 3 on top. So we're gonna go with 3 cups of chopped potatoes. So 3 cups of chopped potatoes. I've got regular russets. We have 1 cup of chopped celery, 1 cup of chopped onion, and I'm just using a regular white onion. 1 cup of chopped bell pepper. I assumed it was green, so I have green bell pepper. 2 cups of stewed tomatoes, salt and pepper to taste. And I was so worried when I was cooking this meat. I'm like, there's no seasoning in this at all. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be gross. So I did add a little salt and pepper. And then I have seen this, I don't know how many times and read it, and every single time until just now have I missed the part where it says salt and pepper to taste. So I did use some salt and pepper. The instructions say to brown the meat and arrange all ingredients in layers in a 2-quart casserole. Cover and bake 1.5 hours in a 350 oven. So it's gonna take a while to cook. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how all this is gonna fit in a 2-quart casserole, but we're gonna deal with it. Here is my 2-quart. It is a Pyrex, and it says 2-quart. I don't know if you can see it where my hand is. It says 2-quart. I don't know if you can see that, but it does say 2-quart right here. 2QT, 2 quart. I don't know how it's all gonna fit. It's gonna be very full, but we're gonna try. So it says layer all. So should we just layer in all of the ingredients how it's listed? So the tomatoes would be the last one on top. So we go with the meat and then the potatoes, celery, the onion, and then bell pepper and tomatoes on top? Or do we put the tomatoes on top of the meat? Which I could have cooked the tomatoes with the meat. What do we think? It's so hot in here. All right, well, while I'm thinking, let me put my hair back. Apron's on, my hands are washed, my hair is clean, I showered before, don't worry. And besides, it's just me and my family. Nobody is gonna mind. Okay, hair is pulled back. I'm telling you y'all, it is hot in here. So let's just go ahead and put the meat in here. Put the meat in and see. I did drain it somewhat. And don't make fun. Yes, this is like my favorite skillet. The handle broke off probably over a year ago, but I don't have the heart to get rid of it. So I have the handle still. I made it in the move. It just needs to be soldered on. So if anybody knows how to solder things, let me know. Because honestly, I don't know how this is all gonna fit. I really don't. But anyway, Hamburger delight. So now what's next? Should we put the tomatoes next? Whatever it needs, I need to chop because I didn't chop anything. I just kind of got everything prepped, but not chopped. Tomatoes on top will send juices down as it cooks. Okay, good point. So we're just gonna layer everything in how it's listed. So 3 cups of chopped potatoes. Let's do the potatoes next. Good point. Thank you, Mom. All right, so we'll set this to the side. all my potatoes in here. So we'll just chit chat as we chop potatoes. We had some major storms, and don't make fun of the way I chop. Not sure how it's going to come out or if my family will love this, because to me, we're going to need some seasoning in this besides a little salt and pepper to taste. Maybe we'll throw a little salt on top of the potatoes, right? Because I did salt and pepper the meat a little bit. A little bit. I think this is a pretty good size. What do you think? Is this a pretty good size chopped, or should I chop it smaller? I think that's good, right? That's good. We're going to go with that. This is 2 cups. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on top of the meat mixture. Kind of sprinkle it, and then all we need is 1 more cup. And yes, I am using a liquid measuring cup because you know what? Let's have this little discussion while I'm chopping stuff today. A cup is a cup. It doesn't matter how you measure, right? A cup is going to be a cup. The difference is, and I know somebody will fight me over this or will try to correct me, but let's be honest. If I put a cup's worth of water into here and I poured it into my other flat measuring cup, my dry measuring cup, chances are it's going to be the same. My thought is, the difference is, this is a wet measuring cup because of this. It's got a handle and it's got a pour spout to make it easier to pour. This is a dry measuring cup. It has a handle, of course, but it does not have a spout. So pouring liquids out of here might be a little messy sometimes. Plus, this is flat, so you can do what? Take your knife, scrape off the top and make it level. Because that's what you're supposed to do with dry ingredients. You're supposed to level them off. So, you know what? Let's have a debate. If you really think that there is a difference in measurements between wet and dry cups, let's have a discussion, because I don't think there is. I think it's just the fact that one's easier to pour liquids from and the other one is not. Not to say that you can't measure dry ingredients in here, it's just harder to, you can't level it off, or that you can't put, what did I do that for? Wet ingredients in a dry cup. It's just going to be a little more messy if you're not good at pouring things. So if you think I'm completely off, let me know in the comments. Because honestly, a cup is a cup. A cup is a cup, and I'm sticking with that. Cup 3, let's put this into on top of our potatoes. Maybe this will prove me wrong, but this looks like a whole lot of stuff to put in a little bitty casserole dish. 2 quart. Even Anthony was like, you're gonna have to get the bigger one. I said, no, because the recipe calls for 2 quarts. Okay, so far we have our meat and our potatoes. 2 layers down. Next, we're gonna do 1 cup of chopped celery. All right, let's do some chopped celery. Today's live is going to be a lot of chopping stuff. Because if I had done all the chopping ahead of time, I wouldn't have anything else to do except just throw it all together. Did you salt and pepper the potatoes? No, I didn't. Thank you for reminding me. All right, we're going to put some pepper in my lazy salt and pepper. I like pepper, so we're going to put a good amount. All right, I think that's good. What do you think? Good? Nice and peppery? Nice and seasoned, you know why I put my salt. Okay. Salt and pepper, done. All right, so now we have our 1 cup of chopped celery. We're gonna sprinkle this on top. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I hope this comes out good. I mean, you got a lot of like thick, fibrous, you know, the potatoes and celery and peppers. So that's probably why it's got to cook for so long. Okay. Celery is, okay, we're 3 layers in. Next, we're going to go with 1 cup of chopped onion. Okay, we have a cup of onion. So now that's going to go next. That's a lot of onion. Ooh, starting to hit. We have our ground beef, pound of ground beef. We have our 3 cups of chopped potatoes with some salt and pepper on it. And we have 1 cup of celery and 1 cup of onion. Now we need 1 cup of chopped bell pepper. So let's chop some bell pepper. Oh, the girl. There she is. There she is. Hobbling around after knee surgery on Monday afternoon. So here's our 1 cup of bell pepper. Let's sprinkle that on top. All right, we have 2 cups of tomatoes left, and then that is it. And we are already at max capacity. You see how full that is? And I have to put 2 cups of stewed tomatoes on top of all of this. So let's give it a shot. Last ingredient, 2 cups-ish of stewed tomatoes right on top. Here is our, let me show you the recipe. Hamburger Delight is what we are making today. There's the handwriting. I got like a 7-layer dip. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. So we have in here, this is what it looks like. Ta-da! Can you see all the little layers in there? Somewhat. So we're gonna cover this and bake it for 1.5 hours in a 350 oven. So that's it. That is our Hamburger Delights. Thank you for joining me today. You guys have a wonderful, beautiful day. Be kind, loving, and helpful. Do something nice for yourself and for somebody else today. And make that a habit every day. Not just today, every day. Something nice for somebody else. Without expecting anything in return. That's the key. You do the things out of the kindness of your heart without expecting anything in return. You don't even need to expect a thank you. But if it happens, then great. If not, then that's okay. Anyway, y'all have a great day, and I will catch you later. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to part 2 of What's Cooking Wednesday. Okay, so it's supper time, and what we made today, so Hamburger Delight. It was made in a 2-quart casserole dish, which is not very big. I had kind of doubts. So it is 1 pound of hamburger meat, 3 cups of chopped potatoes. I just used russet that I had peeled and diced up, 1 cup of chopped celery, 1 cup of chopped onion, 1 cup chopped bell pepper, and then 2 cups of stewed tomatoes, salt and pepper to taste. Now, the directions said to brown meat and arrange all ingredients in layers in a 2-quart casserole, cover and bake 1.5 hours at 350. So I did that. And I layered them just as the ingredients were listed. So I started with the meat on the bottom, and then the potatoes, celery, onions, bell pepper, and then tomatoes on top. And here is what it looked like. Let me turn you around on my plate. So there is my plate. So you can kind of see everything. Let me get my spoon out of my cup. So we've got the meat, potatoes. There's bell pepper, onion, celery right there. Oh, sorry, bub. Got you shoving food in your mouth. Potatoes, tomato. It's all there. But what I'm afraid of is it's not going to be very tasty because I put salt and pepper in the meat when I was cooking it. And then I put some salt and pepper on potatoes. And that's it. I didn't use any other seasonings. And I like my food seasoned. So this is going to be interesting to see how it came out. It smells good. But then again, when you've got onions and peppers cooking together, it's going to smell good no matter what. Now, the girl's not eating because she's not been super hungry. And she's been snacking a little kind of all day today. So she's not eating supper with us. He is eating leftovers from yesterday. The boy, and Anthony and I are trying tonight's Hamburger Delight. Serves 4. I got probably a serving's worth on my plate, and it looks like Anthony may have gotten a serving's worth. But it smells good. But I got my trusty hot sauce here just in case it needs a little something something. So I'll wait until anything. Do you want to be? No? Okay. Well, I will try. So I'm gonna pray real quick. We're gonna pray real quick. We should have done that before I went live. Bless us, O Lord, and these are gifts that you're about to receive from thy bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen. Angel of God, my guardian dear, to whom God's love and trust me here, ever this day be at my side, to light, to guard, to rule and guide. Amen. Okay, sorry, we should have did that first. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, they're reconnecting. Okay, let me get a bite of a little bit of everything.
Do you need to hold that?
No, I don't need you to hold it. I got it.
Anthony, will you pass the pepper?
Thanks, so. Pass the salt. He hasn't even tasted it yet. He's already putting salt on it.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so it needs salt. Here, you get some chili.
Napkin, please.
Napkins. Everything. Okay, well, I'm going to try a bite. I got, looks like a little bit of everything. Got meat, potatoes. How can it go wrong? It's a meat and potato dish, right?
No.
I got a napkin, thank you. Meat, potatoes, bell pepper. I think I got everything. Yeah, okay. Cheers, let's try. It's a little bland, but I could have told you that to begin with. Maybe I should have salted the top and peppered the top. But for me, I would have put like garlic powder and onion powder and thank you. Kind of everything. It's good. The potatoes are cooked perfectly. They're not still crunchy. I did cook it for an hour. Actually, I did not cook it for an hour and a half. Roughly, I did because I took it out of the refrigerator. I had it in the refrigerator covered. And then around 3:20-ish, I took it out of the refrigerator. And it still felt, because I used a glass quart dish and I didn't want to put a cold dish, glass dish, into the hot oven. So when the oven reached about, I don't know, about 175, I went ahead and put it in there. So it kind of warmed up while the oven was warming up. But, so it was roughly in there. It wasn't at 350 for an hour and a half, but it was at 350 for a good hour and 25 minutes or so. It's good. It's a good base. I would just season it a little bit more.
And it needs cheese.
And it needs cheese.
So I'm talking shredded cheese or something like that.
Everything's better with cheese. All right. I will talk to you guys next time. Y'all have a wonderful evening and let me know if you try it. Okay. I will talk to you soon. Have a good night. Bye. Dinner time.